Hi, I'm Stephanie, and this is my Indigenous Lands Maps assignment focusing on Treaty 20 and the Williams Treaty. In Canada, we live on Indigenous territories and treaties that many of us may not know about. This can be where we grew up, where we like to visit our friends and families, and even where our school and workplaces are located. In this presentation, I will be addressing two locations in Canada that are important to me and the Indigenous treaties and territories in which they are located on. So the first place that is important to me is Cobeconk, Ontario, and it's located just over an hour north of Peterborough. It's important to me because it is my family cottage, and it has been since I was little. It has always been a place where my family can meet up and spend time together on the weekends before we have to get back to our own busy lives during the week. At the cottage, I have memories with friends and families. We celebrated holidays, birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgiving, and we always like to go swimming, fishing, snowmobiling, and ATVing. The second place I chose is Whitby Shores, Ontario, which is located just an hour southwest of Peterborough. It's important to me because it is where I grew up throughout my childhood, throughout elementary school, high school, and university. And it's a meaningful part of my life because I grew up with my twin sister, who was my best friend here, and I grew from childhood to adulthood here. So, the Indigenous people who live here. In Cobeconk, Ontario, it was founded in 1851 and its name was derived from the Ojibwe term meaning where the gulls nest. And the first inhabitants here were the Ojibwe and Mississauga First Nations people, of whom are still present here today. In Whitby Shores, Whitby, Ontario, it is located in the municipality of Durham Region. And the Durham Region was established in 1974 and includes 8 municipalities, including Whitby. And Durham Region was originally home to a number of First Nations, including Iroquois and Ojibwe, and it is now home to the Mississauga Nation and a large Métis community. So, treaties and territories. Cobeconk, Ontario is located on Treaty 20 of 1818 and in the Mississauga Anishinaabe territory, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Treaty 20 is also known as the Rice Lake Purchase. It was signed by the Crown of specific Anishinaabe people in 1818. Treaty 20 is now known as Central Southern Ontario and is the last of 3 Upper Canadian treaties signed with the Anishinaabe peoples. Second is Whitby's, and the Whitby Shores is located in the Williams Treaty of 1923. It is located on the Mississauga Anishinaabe, and I don't know how to pronounce this properly without ruining it, territory. And it was signed by 7 Anishinaabe First Nations by the members of the Crown. It covers the northern shore of Lake Ontario to Lake Nipissing and overlaps with other treaties. It was named after A.S. Williams, who was the treaty commissioner that led the commission that was created by Canada to address the lands that were not yet covered by a treaty. So, accessible organizations. In Cobeconk, Ontario, one organization that Indigenous peoples might access in or around Cobeconk that is related to my program as a social service worker is the Kawartha Halliburton Children's Aid Society. This Children's Aid Society specifically has Indigenous services geared towards Indigenous families and children. It acknowledges the importance of community, heritage, and cultural ties for Indigenous peoples and children. In Whitby, the Bawajagan Aboriginal Community Circle is an Aboriginal-led nonprofit agency in the Durham region that advocates for the dreams and visions of the Durham region Aboriginal community. They strive to expand and preserve Aboriginal identity, raise awareness and educate, as well as have a place for gathering to interact and create aspirations for a stronger people. This organization is specifically designed for Aboriginal peoples of Durham. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something about Treaty 20 and the Williams Treaty.